Good day. Today we are going to look at question 47, which asks you to list the steps in problem solving. Before we get into the question, let's look at the cognitive word list, which asks for one-word responses. Double ticks will be awarded. We'll be using a table to look at each different step in problem solving, and then a few images to help us remember the answers. Okay, step one is to identify the problem. It is simply to look at the situation and find out what the particular issue at hand is. Step two is to describe the problem. It is to give more details and it is to elaborate upon the issue after you have stated what the issue is. Step three is to identify alternative solutions. This is to look at different paths that you can follow in order to resolve the problem. Here you will also only state what these solutions are. At step 4, you will evaluate alternative solutions. So you will look at the positives and negatives of each option that you have so that you can come to a good decision about what path you should take. At step 5, you should then choose which path you're going to take after you have evaluated the pros and cons of each available solution. At step 6, you will then implement the decision or strategy or plan which you have then chosen. This will be, for example, implementing a certain campaign into your business, such as putting up posters or sending out an email, or etc., etc. Step number 7 is to monitor the decision. That is to look at the effects and what other outcomes that your decision has, either on your business or on other things in the environment. And finally, step 8 is to evaluate the decision. This is after your strategy or plan has already been rolled out or has concluded. You can then look at your pros and cons. What was the good things about your decision? What was maybe the bad things about the decision? What was maybe not thought about before the plan was rolled out? And you can decide if your decision was good or not. We're going to use some pictures now to help us link our facts and help us remember them for the future. For step 1, we use a magnifying glass because the magnifying glass shows us that we are looking for something in particular. We're trying to find something, so we are identifying a certain problem. For step 2, we will use somebody writing down something because they're writing down more words, they're writing a report, for example, they're writing a story, they are writing details, and they are describing a certain situation. So they are describing a problem by writing it down. For step 3, we have 2 diverging arrows to represent different paths. So this will represent different solutions that a business or individual can take. For step 4, we have somebody navigating a different path and analyzing which ones are good and which ones are not, in the same way that you would evaluate different solutions. You would look at the pros and the cons. For step 5, we have somebody making a selection. So for each solution, you will decide if this is the best solution for the business or if this is not the best solution for the business. And this is why we have a little hand that is making a selection. For step 6, we have a gear that is turning. So this shows that a specific strategy or specific plan is being rolled out. For step 7, we have an eye that is watching something. So we have an individual or we have management team, for example, who is watching the business, who is watching maybe the consumers and are monitoring the effects that the plan has on the environment. And then finally, we have a man holding a magnifying glass for step 8. So here he is evaluating, he is comparing what was the good things about the decision and what is the bad things about the decision. Let's finally look at our keywords once again. We have identify for the magnifying glass. We have describe for writing it down. We have alternative for different paths, different solutions. For step 4 is solutions. We are evaluating the solutions. For step 5, we are choosing our best solution. For step 6, we are implementing our plan or strategy. For implement, the gears turning. For step 7, we are monitoring the outcomes of the situation. And for step 8, we are evaluating our outcomes. So hopefully after this video and looking at these images, you should be able to list the steps in problem solving.